Thank you for what you do. Police departments, large and small, all over this country, thank you. It has been an amazing 21-year partnership that we have had together, and we look forward as we now going forth with 21 plus to continuing our wonderful working relationship that we have with you. To all of the detectives, your work is not unseen. Your name may not be out in front of lights, but you know, I talk to y'all when I call, okay? We are the ones who have the conversations back and forth with the detectives. Thank you on this National Amber Alert Awareness Day. And of course, I always want to remember one who is that I call a good friend, and we had a wonderful conversation when we had the opportunity to meet. And that is my good friend, one I call my good friend and fellow Texan, President George W. Bush. Say what you will about President Bush, he's my friend. He's my friend. And thank you, sir, for what you did for this Amber Alert. Thank you, sir, for signing it into law in all 50 states. Thank you for the millions of dollars allocated to all of those in Congress. Believe it or not, yeah, all of those in Congress at that time who allocated and who budgeted millions of dollars for the further development of this concept called the Amber Alert. Thank you for the annual gifts every year for several years, receiving $3 million for continued advancements, programs, and everything related to the Amber Alert, distributed through the Department of Justice. And to all of those there at the Department of Justice, many of you are there working in the offices created as a result of the Amber Alert. The current Amber Alert coordinator and past Amber Alert coordinators, Regina Schofield and others. Okay? Thank you for the work that you have done over the past 21 years that have gotten us to this point. Former Attorney General John Ashcroft, former Attorney General Deborah J. Daniels, so many people there at the Department, at past and present members of the Department of Justice there in Washington, D.C. Thank you for all that you have done. To our friends and to our co-child safety advocates there at the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, thank you for what you have done over the past 21 years as it relates to the Amber Alert. Okay? Thank you for helping to keep it out there. And understand that you all have been administrating things in part and in whole over the past 21 years. Thank you for what you have done there at the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Thank you. Well, I dare not close this broadcast without saying a word, a very heartfelt word about a child that we were not able to save. We talk about the success of 1,600 plus children globally, but as I say that, there is a mother that will be listening to this broadcast, I'm sure. And though we celebrate the successes of first responders and what I did and how it all came into being, we remember the life and the legacy of the reason why I called. We remember the life and the legacy of little 9-year-old Amber Hagerman. A life cut short way too soon, whom all she wanted to do was live, enjoy life, and have fun. Amber Hagerman will never be forgotten, not as long as I'm black. She will never be forgotten. To Donna Norris, Amber's brother Ricky, to Amber's grandmother, and to Amber's grandfather, and to her entire family, to whom many of you all I have not met. We have long desired a reunion of everyone to meet, and that's going to happen, I believe. But right now, I want you to know, Donna, particularly, we remember you on your day because more than anybody, you have sacrificed more than anybody. Okay? You have sacrificed more than anybody. And so I dare not end this broadcast without letting you know that we are continuing to pray for you, your family. I will never tell anyone that experienced what Donna did. The loss of a child is a terrible thing. I will never tell anyone to get over it, move on. Those are not words that will ever be uttered from these lips. Okay? But what I will say is that we're praying for you. You are definitely in the thoughts. And I share with my social media networks to keep Donna Norris in your thoughts and in your prayers. Because just like we celebrate every January the 13th as National Amber Alert Awareness Day, and we talk about the successes and everything over the past 12 months, every year it's a reminder of how she tragically lost her daughter. Okay? So, that's what happened. So, Donna, we love you. We often think about you, and whenever we issue an Amber Alert, whether we mention you or not, know that you are always in our thoughts and you're always in our prayers. And from the Amber Alert founder, Pastor Charles Williams, know that you are loved, and one day it'll happen, okay? One day it will happen. And you know what I'm talking about. It will happen. Okay, so I want to take the time to thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us here today for this very special broadcast. This very special broadcast of the National Amber Alert Awareness Day broadcast. This is the official broadcast of the Amber Alert founder. If for those of y'all who are just coming in, I pray that you will go back and you will rewatch this broadcast, okay? And that you will reshare this broadcast to your friends and to your followers. I end tonight by showing you the slideshow again of this mother of Dara Jenkins, whose story we're highlighting tonight. We're highlighting her story. This mother whom witnessed her children's father being shot in the chest and then having to leave him there to die while the perpetrators pushed her and put the children in the car and drove all around Atlanta to a place, and then just miraculously, they just stopped and said, get out. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Her and her children got out of the car. And it was because, in Dara's own words, it was because of this Amber Alert concept. It was because the Amber Alert had been issued that their lives were saved. Okay? Their lives were saved. And she sent me a letter. And in the letter, she wanted me to tell you. She wanted me to tell you. She said, thank you, Pastor Williams, for creating an amazing concept. This concept called the Amber Alert. Because of it, her and her family are alive today. And she closes the letter by saying, we serve a God who sits high, but he looks low. And we serve a God who has promised never to leave us nor forsake us. And on March 23rd, God did not leave Dara, nor did God forsake Dara. Thank you, Dara, for sharing your story. And thank you, Dara, for allowing me to share your story. I realize sometimes talking about these things are difficult. I understand that. But thank you for allowing me to share your story through the letter that you sent me. Thank you. And thank all of you for watching and for joining us in this very special Amber Alert broadcast. Thanks, and God bless you now.